So, hello, dear students. So, today we would be moving ahead in this chapter number sorry, which one it is? Yeah. So, in this chapter, again, step number second, that is nutrition in animals. So, where we would be discussing the different digestive organs of the human digestive system in detail. So previously you have written all the different organs of the human digestive system. So here we would be discussing now in detail about all these organs. Okay, so here, if in a brief, this is the structure which you have to make. So this is the structure of the human digestive system before you. You have to make this in your notebook. Okay, so let me zoom it. So if I just can show you it properly, this is the human digestive system. Okay, so what happens now, look here. So at first, the food, when the food enters into your mouth, this is also called the buccal cavity. So there you have the separately two glands which you can see, known as the salivary glands. So these glands secrete some juice, and this juice digest the starch which is present there in the food and just convert it into sugar. Then later on, the food now enters into the esophagus. This is the esophagus, also called the food pipe. And with the help of this esophagus, this food enters into your stomach. This is the stomach. And then later on, again, it will be digested into your stomach. Then again, now it is going to enter into the small intestine. Inside one, this is known as the small intestine. Here the food enters. This is also called the small intestine. And from here again, the food will be digested in the small intestine. Then ultimately the food goes into, this is the large intestine, which you can see around here. So this is the large intestine. The food now enters into the large intestine. Then it reaches ultimately into the rectum, and then later on it just comes out from the anus as the undigested food, or the waste, what you can say. So this is all about the structure of the human digestive system. Okay, now let's see. Now what happens now when the food enters into your mouth? This is your mouth. So here the buccal cavity is there. Okay, so when the food enters into your mouth, so here you chew the food with the help of the teeth first. Okay, so now we would study about the buccal cavity in detail and the function of the different teeth. How many teeth do we have? So this we would be reading now. Okay, so now let's study the first organ, that is the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity. So before this, you would make this one structure. So write this now, buccal cavity. Now we would study this in detail, the buccal cavity. Okay, so write this, buccal cavity. Now if you see, here the teeth are used to chew the food, to cut the food. Okay, so here the function of the teeth is very, very important. Okay, now if you see, if I show you the structure of teeth later on, now when you are a child, like from between the age of 6 to 8 years, so then you are also having the teeth known as the milk teeth. So these milk teeth are 20 in number. Okay, so when we were small, then we have the milk teeth. So at first, so now we would be reading about the structure of teeth here. Okay, so here first we would be reading about the milk teeth. Okay, now if you see, these milk teeth are 20 in number. These are 20 in numbers, and it belongs to the age group 6 to 8 years, and belongs to the age group 6 to 8 years. So when we were small, when you are of the age of 6 to 8 years, then we were having the teeth. Those are known as the milk teeth, which are 20 in number. Then later on, when we grow old, when we become adult, then we were having the separate set of teeth. These milk teeth just now, these milk teeth break. Then later on, we have the different set of teeth are called the permanent teeth. Then later on, we have the permanent set of teeth. And these permanent teeth are 32 in number. These are 32 in number, so are known as the permanent teeth. So these are 32 in number. So this belongs to this belongs to when we become old, younger, when you can say adult. When we become adult, then later on we have the permanent set of teeth. Okay, so now I would bifurcate these permanent teeth, okay, into different parts. These permanent teeth again can be bifurcated into the four different categories. Okay, so let me show the structure of permanent teeth here to you. So let me show the structure of the different permanent teeth. Okay, so first one are called the incisor. Okay, let me show you the structure here, structure of the permanent teeth here to you. If you can see the structure of permanent teeth here, you can see. So have a look of the structure of permanent teeth here. So if you see here, you have different types of name has been written here, like this one, the front one teeth, which are 4 downside and 4 upside also, so 8 in number. So these teeth are known as incisors. Okay, then you have the surrounded by these front one teeth, then you have the set of canine teeth, which are one here and one here and one. So these are 4 in number, so these are known as the canine teeth. Okay, then later on, after the canine teeth, then you have the set of premolars. Premolars are 8 in numbers, like a 2 here, 2 this one side, 2 upon and 2 here also. So these are 8 in number. Then after this you have the set of molar teeth, which are 3 here this one side, 3 this one side, 3 upon 3 and this one side. So it's 12 in number. So this is our total 32 teeth we are having. So first one are incisors, then we have canine, then we have premolars, then we have molars. So these are the different type of permanent teeth. I think this is not visible to you clearly here. Let me write it here. So these are known as molars. Okay, so these are molars. Okay, so this is how we have 4 set of permanent teeth. Okay, so if I just ask you the number of incisors, these are 8 in number. These are 8 in number. Front one teeth, 4 upside, 4 downside and 4 upside. If you see the number of canine teeth, these are 4 in number, 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you just see the premolars are 8 in number. Premolars, 2 this one side, 2 this one side, 2 this one side and 2 this one side also. So these are 8 in number. Similarly, you have molar teeth also. So molar teeth also. So molar teeth are 3 this one side, 3 this one side, 3 up 1, 3 this one. So total they are 12 in number. So these are the different type of permanent teeth. Now if you just add them up, so would come how much? 32. Okay, so these are the different type of permanent teeth which we have studied today, right now, which you are just reading. Okay, so now if you see, when you chew the food, what is the function of these different teeth? If I ask you the function of the incisor, there is a different function of each set of teeth. Okay, all are not doing the same function. Like if I ask about the incisor, so the function of the incisor is to cut the food. Okay, if I ask about the canine, the function of the canine teeth is to tear the food. Function of the molar and premolar and molar, the function of both set of teeth is to chew the food. So this is how the function also has been divided among these different type of or different set of teeth. Okay, so let's write the function of the different teeth here. So first let me erase this, and then later on I'm going to write the function of the different set of teeth. Okay, so now let's write the function of the incisor, then canine, premolar and molar. Okay, so let me write it here. Incisor. So first I am writing about incisors. What is the function of the incisor? Their function is to, what is the function of the incisor? Function is to cut the food. Used to cut the food. So incisor teeth, these are used to cut the food. Then you have the next set of teeth, canine. So the function of the canine teeth is to tear the food. Used to tear the food. Then you have the set of teeth, molar and premolar. So premolars and molars. So together they have the function to chew the food. Used to chew the food. chew the food. So this is how the function again has been divided. So different set of teeth have the different type of function. Okay. Now if you see, when the food enter into your mouth, just you are chewing the food, what is happening there inside the mouth? Okay, there I just now have shown you in the digestive system diagram. So there you have seen the salivary glands. So there inside your mouth you have the two salivary gland, up one and down one also. So these salivary glands secrete some juice known as the saliva, and when it mixes with the food that you are chewing right now, okay, the food that you are chewing, and when this saliva is mixing with the food, so this saliva is just digesting the starch which is there present in your food. So it is digesting the starch and just converting it into the sugar. Okay, so here I'm going to write about the function of the saliva now. So let me write it here. So when the food enter into mouth, then as the chewing process starts, so what happens during that time? During that time, the salivary glands secrete the saliva. The salivary gland secrete saliva. Saliva is just a juice. Okay, so it contains enzymes also. Okay, so this saliva contains some enzymes, and with the help of those enzymes, the starch which is there in the food, it digested and just converted into sugar. Okay, as the chewing process starts, the salivary gland secretes saliva and digest the starch present in food and converts it into sugar. So this is the function of the salivary gland. So if someone asks you what is the function of the salivary gland, so you would say salivary gland secretes saliva which contains some enzymes, and this saliva digest the starch which is there present in foods. Like you are eating rice, so the rice contains starch. Okay, so the starch is to be digested, because if you are just the rice is entering into inside your stomach, if it enters into your stomach without being digested, then it would be harmful. Okay, means it would remain undigested. Okay, so that is why this starch is to be digested, and it is digested in your mouth. Okay, so we can say that the digestion starts from your mouth. Someone are saying that the digestion start when the food enters into your stomach. So this is not the case. The digestion start from your mouth. As soon as the food is entering into your mouth, digestion starts. You started chewing the food, then the salivary gland secretes saliva mixing with the food, is digesting the starch. So the digestion starts into your mouth, where the starch is digested into the sugar. It's clear to you? Now how would you test that? How would you say that yes, starch has been digested? So someone can ask you, how do you say that the starch has been digested into sugar? Show me the proof. How will you show the proof now? So let me show you a proof here. Okay, so next heading would be, so let me erase this if you have written. So let me erase this and let me show you the test for starch and sugar. Now how do you test the presence of starch, and how do you test the presence of sugar? Okay, before eating you have the food, and that food was containing starch, and now when you chew the food inside your mouth, then now the starch had been digested and converted into the sugar. How do you prove it? Okay, so let me show you a test. Okay, now see, you have the rice. Let's say this is the rice, okay, which has not been chewed right now. Okay, now this is the chewed rice. Now this rice has just enters into your mouth and you started chewing it and just throw it out now. So this is the chewed one rice. This is the chewed one rice, and this is rice as it is. Okay, this is a chewed rice. So now if you see, you have iodine solution. This is the iodine solution, which is called iodine solution. Let's say this is the iodine solution, which is, I think, orange in color, like red, brown, orange like in color. Okay, so when the rice which contains the starch, this is the rice which is having starch. When you just add some iodine solution in rice, suppose this is the rice and you are adding there iodine solution, so your iodine solution would become now blue black. The color of the iodine solution would become what? It's a color, it would become now blue black color, means the color changes. It would change the color now. Earlier it was like orange in color, now the color has been changed into blue black color. Why? Because you have added rice there and the rice was containing starch. The rice was containing starch and you have added this rice to the iodine solution, and with this the color of the iodine solution has become blue black. Okay, so this shows that the rice contains starch. The rice contains starch. Okay, now you have the chewed rice here. Now what happens? Now again you have the same iodine solution. Now again you have the same iodine solution. This is again the iodine solution. Now what did you do? You have chewed the rice, and then again this one rice you are adding to the iodine solution. If again you are adding this iodine solution here, now the color is not being changed. The color would not change into blue black color, rather the color would remain same. The color would not change into blue black now. So what does this show? Earlier when the rice were not chewed, the color has been changed into blue black. Now after when you chewed the rice, again you are adding it to the iodine solution, the color is not being changed. What does this show? This shows that the starch which was there present in the rice, when you chewed it, the starch has been converted into sugar. Okay, so this shows that yes, the chewed on food contain sugar, not the starch. Now are you getting this? So let me write this test here, test for starch and sugar. If this you want to make, can make. Okay, but I am writing it here. When we add iodine solution to rice and chewed rice separately, the color of the rice become blue black. This shows the presence of starch in rice. But when we added this iodine solution to the chewed one rice, but the color does not change when the color of iodine solution remains same when chewed rice added to it. This shows that presence of sugar in the chewed rice. This shows the presence of sugar in chewed rice. This is how you can test the presence of sugar and the starch separately. Are you getting this? Might be getting. Now here comes a different thing that is also known as the tooth decay. Now see how does this happen. So when you are eating, chewing the food, okay, now the food which was containing starch has been digested into sugar, okay, iodine digested into sugar, and you are just swallowing this that food again now goes into your, through your esophagus, it enters to you into your stomach. Now some of the leftover food which is there in your mouth now, because you are not washing your mouth clearly all the time, okay, some children, some student, like after eating they are not washing their mouth, okay. So what happens now, as the food has been digested into sugar, and some of the sugar will left over, some of the food containing sugar will left over here in your mouth. Now what happens, the bacteria now just the bacteria starts just breaking down the sugar which was there in your mouth. Now just the bacteria starts breaking down the sugar into the acid now, and this acid is very harmful. The bacteria which are there in your mouth just start to break the sugar into the acids, and this acid gradually damages your teeth, okay. This acid gradually damages your teeth, and ultimately the tooth decay, okay. So this is the process of tooth decay. That is why it is advised not to eat too many chocolates, because it contains sugar there, okay. So if you are eating too many chocolates there, so sugar will left over there inside your mouth, and bacteria will attack there, and again and will convert into the acid, and this acid is gonna damage your teeth now. So that is why it is advised not to eat too many chocolate, like soft drinks also, okay. So are you getting this? Might be getting, okay. Now let me tell about you the tooth decay, okay. So if you have written this, let me erase this now. So test for starch has been done, okay. Now let's move ahead, and we would start the process of tooth decay, okay. Tooth decay, tooth decay. Now see what happened when we chew the food. When the food is chewed, the food is chewed when the food is chewed and converted into sugar, and some of the food which is left over containing sugar, and some leftover food containing sugar is attacked by the bacteria. Over food containing sugar is attacked by the bacteria, and these bacteria convert the sugar into acid, and these bacteria convert the sugar into acids, and this acid damages your teeth, and the acid continuously damages teeth, and ultimately leads to tooth decay. So this is the process of tooth decay. That is why it is advised not to eat too many chocolates and soft drinks. So this is all for today. Would be discussing the left, means some organs are still there which are to be discussed. We'll discuss in the next lecture. Stay tuned, keep watching.